Welcome to Soma Breath Yoga Sequence for Beginners. In Soma Breath Yoga, you'll be holding your breath after each pose in various ways. When doing a back bend, you'll breathe out, then breathe in, and hold your breath after a full inhale for 8 seconds. When doing a forward bend, you breathe in, breathe out, hold your breath after full exhale for 8 seconds. What you'll be able to do is increase the number of seconds every single day as you practice this sequence, and notice how your flexibility and strength and ability to hold the pose and your breath improves. This is a beginner's sequence. However, it will teach you some of the fundamental traditional yoga asanas. However, for this beginner's yoga sequence, you shall be just holding for 8 seconds and then gradually building up. To work on this on a more advanced level, you would actually focus on each pose and hold each pose to maximum effort whilst controlling your breath. You can repeat the number of times you hold your breath. However, you must hold your pose until you cannot hold that pose anymore. But do not cause any pain or stress. Each pose should be with stability and ease, and to the point where you cannot hold it any longer, where your muscles have to relax for it to be a proper asana. So let's begin. Point your right hand to the sky, your left hand to the ground, and make a twist where you're pushing the pressure down on your left foot. Hold for 8 seconds. And then repeating on the alternate side. Take a few recovery breaths. And now place your right foot behind you with your straight leg, and then your left foot lunges forward, and then you arch and stretch your side and hold your breath on the inhale for 8 seconds into the stretch. And then repeat on the alternative side. Take a few recovery breaths, and now sit. And place both your feet together, touching, and make it as though you're opening a book with your feet. And your feet are the pages of a book. Breathe in, and then breathe out, and hold your breath, and stretch forward by bending forward for 8 seconds. And now, place your right foot over your left knee and put your right arm over your left knee and make a twist and hold for 8 seconds, breathing out into the twist. And then repeat on the alternative side, holding your breath after the inhale or exhale, whatever you find is comfortable in order to make the most of the stretch. Now keep your right leg over your left knee, clasp your right hand and your left hand together, and then breathe in, hold your breath on the inhale for 8 seconds. And then come back to normal breathing, and then breathe out and hold your breath whilst bending forward into the same pose for 8 seconds. Now take a few recovery breaths and then repeat on the other side. and then stretch and bend forward, holding your breath after a full exhale. And then place both your legs in front of you, out straight, and place your left foot against your right thigh. And raise your arms to the sky, bend forward, keep your back straight, exhale, and hold your breath for 8 seconds. And now, stay in that same position, place your left foot to one side and arch and twist, holding your breath after exhale for 8 seconds. And now, holding your left arm on the ground, stretch your right arm up, arching your back, and hold on the inhale for 8 seconds. And then repeat on the alternative side. And then take a few recovery breaths. Place both your legs out, stretched in front of you, with your feet curled up towards you. Raise your arms to the sky, bend forward, exhale fully, hold your feet with your toes or touch your toes with your hands if you can, and hold your breath after full exhale for 8 seconds. Come back to normal breathing and lie in Shavasana on your back with your arms by your side and take a few recovery breaths for several breaths until you feel more calm and relaxed. Now hold your left knee and draw your knee towards your nose whilst exhaling into the stretch and contracting, and hold this pose for 8 seconds. And then repeat on the other side. Now repeat the same process but with both your knees. Now do a few recovery breaths and then go into a shoulder stand by raising your feet to the sky and supporting your lower back with both your hands. Slowing your breath down and even extending your exhale or making an Om sound or a tone whilst holding this pose for 8 seconds. Exhale fully, then allow your feet to then gently fall towards your head, but keeping your legs straight so your feet or toes touch the floor behind you. And hold your breath for 8 seconds. And then lie down on your back with your arms by your side for a few recovery breaths. Now, raise both your feet off the ground and your back off the ground with your arms stretched out in front of you. You can also point to your toes and hold this pose after an exhale for 8 seconds. And then have a few recovery breaths. Sit up straight. Take your left foot with your right hand and try and touch your left foot to your right earlobe. And hold after exhale for 8 seconds. Have a few recovery breaths. Then repeat on the alternative side. And hold after exhale for 8 seconds. Now lie down on your front with your chin resting on both your hands. And take a few recovery breaths. And now, using both your hands, push up and at the same time inhale and hold your breath on the inhale, arching your back up and holding your pose for 8 seconds. Exhale, come back to resting position, resting your chin on your hands. Take a few recovery breaths. And now this time with your arms against the side with your palms face down, arch your back up, holding your breath on the inhale for 8 seconds. And then go back into recovery position with your chin resting on your hands in front of you for a few recovery breaths. Now, come on to both your knees and let your arms touch your heels and stretch backwards whilst inhaling and holding your breath for 8 seconds. Have a few recovery breaths on your knees. And now, whilst kneeling, raise yourself up into a semi-seated position with your back straight. So you feel the contraction in your quads, and then hold this pose for 8 seconds whilst holding your breath on the inhale. This completes the Soma Breath Yoga sequence.